Hey Fernando, so I was also curious if there was a way to do this and get very high accuracy as well. So I first went in and I put in the data in L3 and L4. So here's L3 taking the place of the x values and L4 taking the place of the y values. I then went in and calculated that linear regression. So there we go. Had to make sure that, of course, that the lists were correct, so L3 and L4. I wanted to store this so that I could use it later. So to get those y values, I need to go into vars, over to y values, and I want to save it as y sub 1. So there's y sub 1, and then I'm going to calculate that. It gives me the coefficients in kind of a appropriate order, different from the other test. Now let's go into let's plot this data. So let's go second stat plot, and let's plot this. So we want a scatter plot with L3 and L4, and so let's go into zoom and do stat zoom. So there's the data. It's also graphing the linear regression line. So that linear regression line looks fine. I mean, the data looks fairly scattered to begin with. Now we want to solve this. So let's go into y equals and go down to, it's asking us for a value of negative 39.4. So negative 39.4. And that's selected. Good. So when we graph, we should see the other. Excellent. Now we want to find where the intersections are. So we're going to go into trace. Actually, we're going to go into calculate. So second trace, and then down to intersect and enter. So it's now highlighting y sub 1. So I'm going to press enter. It's now highlighting y sub 2. So that's our second curve. And then a guess. Well, I think a guess would probably be further out here, but it really doesn't matter when one of them is horizontal like this. But there's our good guess, and it says the intersection is at x equals 57.95. So that's so you see where I'm looking right in the bottom left corner of the screen. So that, when you round it to one decimal place, and I think it did say to do that, you'll round to, well, the 5 tells you to round up the 9, so this rounds to 58.0. But you can see the answer to fairly high precision. Hope that helps. Feel free to ask a follow-up question.